We begin with breaking news tonight. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan. A man shot and killed inside a Foot Locker store in Prince George's County. It happened just before 6 o'clock on Branch Avenue in Temple Hills. It's near the intersection with Silver Hill Road. Police say they're not sure yet what led up to the shooting, but they don't believe the victim was a store employee. The gunman, though, still on the loose tonight. If you have any information, contact Prince George's County Police.
And take a look at this. We are seeing, oh my goodness,
wow,
the Northern Lights here in the DMV. We have viewers being so generous and snapping all of these photos from Virginia, Maryland, and in the district. I am in awe looking at these beautiful pink, blue, and green skies.
They are stunning, these pictures.
Here's the thing. This is so exciting that even our chief meteorologist, Janessa Webb, is excited about this moment.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome, Janessa. And you have a big smile on your face right now.
Well, I'm excited because everyone else is excited. I grew up with this situation, so a geomagnetic storm is happening. It's really when you have a field hit, a solar field hit the Earth, and it's expanding right now. And this storm is really severe across most of the continental U.S. It is streaming down towards the Bahamas, the Virgin Islands, parts of Florida at this point. And so it is quite the dancing sky. That's what we call the aurora borealis. There's a recipe to this entire situation where the temperatures, they have to be just right. It has to be cold enough, and you have to have a clear sky. 58 right now, under clearing across the entire DMV. But look how this aurora borealis, it stretches down towards areas like Northern California and parts of Alabama tonight. And so it's only going to last until tomorrow morning. Usually you see the peak from now to about 2 a.m. and then it starts to subside. But because this is so severe, I think it'll stretch into about 5, 6 a.m. And then as daylight starts to happen, things will start to be visibly reduced. Long exposure, if you're trying to capture that perfect photo, is going to be your best friend. On iPhone, you have to go to that live mode and then snap that photo. So very high up and down the East Coast and parts of the central U.S. Winds, they're light out there, so if you want to go snap some photos, it's pretty comfortable, but I do have some frost concerns for tonight. I have your full forecast coming up.
All right, Janessa, we are continuing to follow the impacts from Hurricane Milton and what happened there in Florida. Take a look. The storm we know is out to sea right now, but it made landfall last night, really devastating several communities. And on the left right here, what you're looking at is video from St. Petersburg, where the high winds sent this crane crashing right into the building. Yeah,
and on the right, the intensity of the storm ripping there the roof off Tropicana Field, home of Major League Baseball's Tampa Bay Rays. The hurricane knocked out power to more than 3 million people across Florida, and right now we know of at least 10 people that have died. Now, the impacts from Milton, also Helene, are being felt right here in the DMV as well. In fact, animal shelters in Northern Virginia, they are working to get rescues from Florida, North Carolina, and right here in the southwest of Virginia into some families, and to do it really quickly. DC News Now's Max Marcilla joining us live right now. And Max, I know you spent some time tonight at Fairfax Station Animal Shelter. They took in more than 100 animals. I mean, this is a lot of work.
And it's really turned into an all-hands-on-deck operation, Chris and Susan, as these shelters try to get care for these animals and find people to adopt them or foster them, because with the damage Milton caused, these shelters are preparing for the possibility of having to bring in even more animals.
He's a good boy. Do we know how to sit? Oh, we know how to sit.
Meet William.
So smart.
He's 4 years old, he loves his treats, and he's ready to be adopted.
Making room for them has been critical.
And he's far from the only one. Here at Homeward Trails in Fairfax Station, over 100 animals have come from shelters in areas hit by Hurricane Helene, many of them without power or flooded, and the efforts to find them their next home have only intensified.
Just yesterday, we had almost 20 cats arrive from Florida that would have been in the path of Milton if they hadn't evacuated in time.
With priority 1 getting animals out of harm's way, the priority now is getting them into loving arms.
So good.
They were calling in, help from everywhere to, free up space in their shelter.
District Dogs is among those places helping, taking care of dogs, including Callie, while they wait to be adopted or fostered.
It means the world to me to be able to do this.
And as we reported last week, help is also coming from the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, which is taking care of these cats, a team effort to help out during a crisis.
Shelters have been full going into this and stretched to their max, and now with natural disasters, flooding, it's been even more important to have people come out and help the animals and get them out of those situations.
Now, VCA Healthy Paws in Haymarket, Virginia, also helping out by housing some of those rescues. And Homeward Trails tells us the adoption fees, they are reduced through this upcoming Tuesday. So you better act quickly. Live in the studio, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, let's get those animals some good homes, Max. Thank you. In the district now, a teen girl who pleaded guilty to the brutal beating death of a 64-year-old man in Northwest a year ago was sentenced today. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg was in court and has reaction from the victim's family.
A 15-year-old girl who was 14 last October pleaded guilty in August to assault with a dangerous weapon, her foot. She was one of 5 girls who beat Reggie Brown to death. Today, a judge ordered her committed until she's 19 years old in November 2027.
I do think justice was served today. The judge did, what I was hoping that she did.
The family of Reggie Brown is satisfied with the first of 5 girls facing the consequences of their actions. Prosecutors say though the 15-year-old kicked Brown in the side, when she noticed his motion was slowing, she stepped back and stopped participating. The girl addressed the court and Brown's family Thursday, acknowledging her mistake and said, quote, "I don't have the power to make things right. All I can do is tell the truth."
The young lady today, she was remorseful. She showed empathy, and she apologized to the families. So therefore, we think that Judge Briggs made an excellent decision on the behalf of our family today.
The judge's sentence of a little more than 3 years is more than both prosecutors and her defense attorney were asking for. Reggie Brown's sister, Malda Brown, says her heart is still hurting for her brother.
For the rest of the girls, I think they should be fully held accountable to the utmost of the law to ensure that this does not happen to any other families.
The trial for 2 other girls who are charged with murder in Brown's death picks up again next week. In Northwest, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Staying in the district tonight, 2 teens rushed to the hospital after a shooting in Northwest. It happened at the Tyler House Apartments on North Capitol Street around 2:30 this afternoon. Investigators say the boy and girl were conscious and breathing, but their conditions aren't clear. This is a developing story right now. We'll bring the latest information as it comes into our newsroom. Well, police use of force is up in D.C. That according to new data compiled by the Office of Police Complaints. The annual report published this week aims to build trust and transparency between the community and police. Our reporter Marielle Carbone joining us live from police headquarters tonight. And Marielle, the term use of force, that's pretty broad, of course. So what exactly are we talking about here?
Yeah, Chris, we're talking about tactics that range from a control hold all the way up to pointing a gun, using a taser, or of course firing a gun at a suspect. Now, while some of these use of force cases may be justified, an advocate we spoke to tells me that the year-to-date increase is just too high. In a newly released report, D.C.'s Office of Police Complaints says MPD's use of force increased in 2023.
Don't make me stun you.
This video, just one example. Police using a neck restraint to stop a suspect who they say was resisting arrest.
Aspects of this report are not surprising at all. We've known for a long time that there's too much use of force in D.C.
Patrice Sultan is the executive director of the D.C. Justice Lab. She says the public should be alarmed by some of the findings, including this stat.
The fact that 94% of the people who were subject to use of force in the city were black should stand out.
According to the report, which was compiled by D.C.'s Office of Police Complaints, 2,312 uses of force were reported in 2023. That's up 11% compared to 2022. Tactical takedowns were the most frequent type of force, accounting for 39% of uses of force. Officers discharged their firearms at 8 people, killing 1. MPD has taken steps towards building public trust and transparency, like adding pointing a firearm to its list of uses of force. Still, Sultan says more oversight is needed to bring the number of cases back down.
And we've been calling for some time for an oversight hearing on police use of force in the city, and the council hasn't even taken that first initial baby step.
And we know that 25% of officers on the force here in D.C. used some type of use of force over that last year, 2023. I did reach out to the D.C. Police Union as well as to the Office of the Police Chief for some comment on this, but did not hear back. Reporting live from police headquarters tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, D.C. News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. Happening now in Maryland, the Annapolis Sailboat Show. The annual event gives new and longtime sailors a chance to connect and show off their boats. Tickets are $25. It runs from 10 until 6:30 every day through Sunday, and then on Monday it goes from 10 until 5.